Afternoon fellow woodworkers, and welcome to the Garage Workshop 5-minute tool review. Today we're going to be looking at the Parkside double bench grinder. Roll the intro. It's such a beautiful day today that I thought we would do the first tool review outside of the workshop. So the first thing I'm going to do is unbox the double bench grinder. This was bought last week through Lidl, through their middle of Lidl. They had a DIY sale. It's the second time it's come up in probably the last 4 or 5 months, so they're readily available. So let's have a look at what's in the box. Apologies if you hear the chickens in the background. Very excited today. I've got a new coop, which is one of the upcoming video series, so don't forget to subscribe and check that out. Okay, so we've got a standard set of Parkside instructions, and inside, oh, very heavy, we've got the actual bench grinder. Then in the box we've got what look like 2 guards and a little pack of connectors. So let's get all that unpacked and take a look at what we've got. Okay, so we're going to start with the install. Apologies in advance if you hear some chickens screaming in the background. They're very excited. So that's the set of instructions. I'll put a still picture up as well. It says all you need is a Phillips screwdriver and a size 8 spanner. It's all pretty straightforward, I think. So we'll have a go at putting it together. I think the thing that I'm most worried about is just making sure that I get these all on the correct way. So I'm going to turn it around. So what it basically says is this guard goes on first. It goes through that hole there on both sides, making sure that it's angled down. It's very loose in there, as you can see. And then these other 2 brackets sit on here, and there, I presume they're the supports that go on either side. So let's put it together now. Okay, this is it complete. So I've just put on the 2 little guards there. Not 100% straight, I have to be honest, but it is a very, very cheap unit. And the 2 guards on the top, that is actually screwed in very tightly. There's quite a bit of play in it there, you can see, and it's catching on there. So nice and easy to adjust. You just undo the bolt, do it up again. The only thing was, in the manual, there was a comprehensive set of instructions on how to thread this bolt. Just focused in a bit there. On how to thread this bolt through and the way that you should correctly attach the washers, but that bolt was already pre-threaded. There was no indication here on how you should attach that bolt. So what I did was I just put 1 washer either side, and hopefully that'll do it. So what I'm going to do now is just run the unit without anything going through it. I know we're outside and we're just going to do a sound test to see how loud the unit actually is. Okay, so you just will have seen the sound result test. It came to 60 decibels when it was running without obviously anything being sharpened. So I've got 3 things here that I'm going to use to test it. I've got a screw, quite a long screw that I'm going to use, and I've got 2 chisels which I inherited when I got the house. I'm not sure if you can see that, but they're quite chipped on the end, that one in particular. So I'm going to run both of those through and just see if I can at least grind them straight if I can't do anything else. So we'll do that now. The other thing really important if you're using a grinder is obviously use the correct protection. So I'm going to put my gloves on and my protective glasses and my ear defenders. So let's give it a whirl and see how they get on. First, we'll try the screw. We'll go for the chisel. The other one. Okay, so the test is over. I did the three different items. The screw, it went through really quickly, and these are actually toughened wood screws, but it went through really quickly. Got quite a nice edge on the top. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but it ground down the edge really nicely. The two chisels that I had, this one has given a really straight edge. You can't see, obviously you can't feel it at home, but it is actually quite sharp, so I would say it's pretty much put that back to how it was before, and I've never used that chisel, so that's really great news. This second chisel has come out really well. I couldn't really use this chisel before because it only had half the end on it. Although I did use it, it was always sort of one side. But not only has it got the shape perfect, and it really has, it's really sharp at the edge, so it's nice to know that I've got that chisel back and it's working 100% properly. So overall, in terms of the actual build quality, I should have said at the beginning, this is the first time I've ever used a bench grinder, so apologies if I've been doing it wrong. But in terms of the actual build quality, I'm impressed. It's a nice hard, it feels like it's cast case. It's really nice and strong. I've actually had to clamp it to the bit of worktop I'm using here to keep it still. I suppose originally it would be best if you were able to bolt it down to a surface, but I'm not going to use it that way. I'm going to use it in a portable way, so I'm happy to clamp it down. But it's quite a sturdy, substantial unit. The spark guards on the top do feel a little bit flimsy, and to be honest with you, the plastic, although it's fairly thick, it does feel quite brittle, so I'm not quite sure how long that will last, but that would be easy enough to replace with some Perspex. In terms of the blade, the actual guards that you hold the things against, they're again nice and strong. They worked out really well when I was resting the chisels and the screw on them. So overall, for the price I paid, I think I paid $29.99 for this. I think I'll put on the screen exactly how much it is. Obviously I can't link to it because all of the Parkside DIY things change every single time, and they're very rarely on the website, but if I can find a link in, I'll put it. But I have quite a few Parkside tools, and I've also got a few work zone tools, Audi tools. So over the coming weeks in videos, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of some of the tools that I've bought and do reviews of them. In this 5-minute reviews, it's just really important to just give you a snapshot of what it's like in case you're thinking of buying one, or if you've seen them and you think, well, actually I need a grinder but I'm not sure. For me, if I was grinding tons and tons of things every day, I don't think this grinder would be any good, because it's not designed for that, and it does quite clearly say in the instructions this is for a DIY use, it's not for a commercial use. So in that respect, I don't think it would be valuable to buy something like this if you're intending to use it or putting a lot of heavy usage through it. But as with me, a bit like the lumberjack, I'm only going to use it occasionally for basically sharpening tools, and I think it's absolutely perfect for that. And for the price, I don't really think you can go wrong. But as I said, I have got some upcoming videos about Audi and Lidl tools, because I do have quite a few of them. So if you're interested, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be able to see those coming up in the next few weeks. I'm also going to do a video on my top 5 pieces of equipment or tools since I've taken up woodworking, so keep your eye out for that. So that's it for this week's edition of the 5-minute tool review. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, happy woodworking.